Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today we are going to be taking a look at this rechargeable work light. It is a portable LED mechanic trouble light, 1200 lumina COB. If you're wondering what COB stands for, it stands for chip on board technology. A big thing about that is they've been around for about 4 or 5 years now. They get a lot of these lights on the board for better heat dissipation and all that. Something interesting there if you want to read up on a little bit later. But I did pay $33.41 for this, and the photos look pretty nice. The only thing I was kind of worried about is how big the head was going to be, because a lot of the newer ones have a very thin strip, and I'm not convinced that they're bright enough yet, but that's something I'll look at later down the road. But there's a picture of it there, and you see the sales pictures here on eBay show a lot of features about it. It has a little hook on it and all that, and has a little magnet. You can stick it on the side of your hood or whatever. And here's the part I was kind of worried about. It's kind of big on the head, but with all those strips in there, this little luminous lighting, lighting up the light, you got to have, I guess, a lot of room for that. Other than that, I didn't see anything else here that really deterred me away from not buying this. So I bought it, and let's go take a look at it and see what we got. All right, so there's what we got. Basically came in a pretty big Amazon box and some little stuffing things here, and also we did get, I don't think we got anything else that are of importance. So there it is. It is called Warsun Lighting Experts. I don't know. So been sitting in here for about a week or so, and I thought, well, this would be a good time to do a video on it, because I wanted to see just how well this thing is going to light up. So all right, well, it looks just about as big as it shows in a picture, and that's basically all you get. You don't even get a little manual with it. So yeah, for $34, what do you want? All right, well, there's that, and there's the charging cable. Looks pretty nice. I wonder how long this is. It looks like it's fairly long enough. It looks like USB to maybe C. Yeah, it's fairly long. I'd say it's probably not quite 2.5 feet long. So there's that, and there's our light. And looks pretty good. Got a nice little hook here. Once you get that out, pull that up there. I'm not sure how to get that up. There we go. And is that? Oh, that's some kind of plastic. I thought it was metal, but no, that is plastic. And oh, okay, you can turn this around in different directions. Okay, we get out the way and that way. And let's see if it's charged up any. I'm not sure. Let's see. Well, let's look on the bottom here. Here's our charging ports. And if we flip this back here somehow. Oh, okay, so we got our charging port there. And we got a couple ways you can charge it up. Looks like we got a little light there. I guess when you're charging it up, it lights up. So we'll hook that up here in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and turn it on here and see if it... Whoa, that's bright. Wow. That is really bright. Wasn't expecting that, so wow. So that's that, and that is pretty cool. See all the little lights in there? I'm not sure how many was in there, but it says it's 1200 lumens, so I don't know. It's probably close to it. I don't think the numbers, I think they inflate those numbers a little bit. But other than that, let's see, we got another setting there. We got a low, so we got one real high setting. Then we got a medium setting, then we got off. So we have two settings, really, really bright and not so bright, and off. Well, even the not so bright's still pretty bright. So, but boy, there's a big difference between the two, though. So, all right, so there's a look at it, and it's all plastic and all that. The button feels pretty good. It's got a little rubbery there to it, so it's not like one of those hard pieces of plastic buttons you put on there and you just push and it doesn't flex or anything. This one kind of flexes a little bit before you even turn it on, so kind of nice. You won't be damaging it that much, and it does move a little bit, so I like that rubbery feel. So just make sure you don't get any oil and gas on it, because it could deteriorate. Other than that, there's not a whole lot here to show you. I'm not sure where the batteries would be or what kind of batteries are actually in it. There are some screws on the bottom. I'm not going to take those apart, take that out. I don't want to do that right now. So let's get a cable here and hook it up and see how long it takes it to charge up. The side of it's got some nice silver to it. Let's turn it back on like this. And all right, so there's So the light just goes straight ahead. I like that because I don't like sometimes when the light comes off to the side, because if you're at an angle and you're trying to work on something, you'll have this bright light also shining in your face. So it's one direction, which is really nice. And you can see it's not hurting the camera much at all. As soon as I turn it into the camera, it's pretty bright. So I kind of like that. Kind of wish I'd bought a couple of those little strip lights to see how they were going to be. But maybe I'll do that in another video. So if you're looking to buy one of these, I think you'll be fairly happy. And all that, really bright and multifunction light. Let's see what we got on the back here. Model ZJ889, voltage 5 volts, power 20 watts, trademark Warsun, and of course it's over and manufacturers in some other country and all that. So all right, and made in China. And see anything else? I guess it's waterproof, maybe, perhaps. I'm not sure. It says in the picture it has raindrops all over it, so I guess it would be waterproof. Alright, so let's go ahead and hook it up and see how it is. So it looks like, so far, pretty nice. Now before we hook it up here, let's do one other thing here. I wanted to see just how strong this magnet is. Now, one thing I do like about the magnet, it is flush with the back of this. So if you put it up against something, it's going to be flush here and here, and it's not going to be, you know, where sometimes they'll have the magnet down too far. It's not, you really don't have a way to grip it, but this way you can grip it about any way you want on a piece of metal. And this is just a regular old pair of cutters, and look at that, holds it pretty well. So I think this will be just fine if you're going to put it on your hood or whatever, and all that. So, and also this plastic is pretty hard. You really have to be brutal to break this. So I think we're good there. And the top of it's got screws. It's held on with screws on the top and also on the bottom. So its construction is fairly well. Very nice. All right, now let's hook it up. All right, so we'll go ahead and hook this up here. We'll see how long it takes on the timer, on the clock. It may be fairly charged. I'm not sure. It seemed pretty bright, but I don't know. We'll see how long it takes it to get charged. And that way, goes that way. So. All right, the light is on. It's 10:57. Let's see how long it takes it to get charged. Like I said, I don't know how low it would be right now, but you never know about these things. Alright, so we'll be back here shortly and see how it does. Alright, so I went out, you know, I came back an hour later. It was still wasn't, the light was still on. Came back 2 hours later, still on. So it's been 6 hours. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. And that light is still on, so I think that light's just an indicator telling you that you got it plugged up. Is it charging? I don't know. So I ain't going to worry too much about that. So we unplug it. It goes out. What we're going to do, we're just going to leave this on all night. I'm going to see how long it takes to go dead. But you see it's really bright. And if you go down to the next setting, that's actually 1100. And the brighter setting is 1200. So just so you know. So we're going to leave this on. We're going to stick it near the room. Turn it on. And I want to see just how long it takes it to go dead. So I turned this light on about 5 o'clock. It is now about 10 o'clock at night, and this thing's just about dead. That is the highest setting. That is a low setting there, and you can see it's not very bright, but definitely a good 5 to 6 hours out of this light continuous, which is not bad at all. Now let's go ahead and charge it back up and see if this red light will ever go back off. Alright, and just like that, folks, finally we got us a green light. And look at that, the same light that was red, well, is now green. What kind of technology is that? It must have two like little chambers in there in that light. But it is a green, so I assume that is charged. And if I unplug that, it goes back to red. So there is two different colored lights and one light. One other cool thing about this light that I did realize last night, you can actually plug your cell phone up to it and charge it up if you ever have to. That is really nice. So we'll hook this up here and boom, my phone is charging. So that's kind of nice to have that. And so it is pretty much fully charged at this point, and looks like I think I'll be happy with it for $34 or so. It's like it's really bright, and I don't see any other reason not to have spent that kind of money for it. If you want to leave this setting up like that in a room at night, if you lose power in your house or something, well, this will be a good way to have some light for about 5 to 6 hours continuously on bright. Lower setting, you might actually get about 8 to 10 hours on that, or even more. So interesting there, little light. And speaking of lights, I wanted to show you some of the lights I've gone through over the years. This one here I bought about 10 years ago. I can't even buy these bulbs anymore, these fluorescent lights. This is a 12-volt light. You just hook it up to your battery. I'm not sure, this was like 2007 when I bought that. So I had to upgrade to another light. This light here actually got at the Goodwill for $7, and this is actually a Craftsman. These are about $25 to $30, and it actually is a working light. If you want to see something really old, check this out here. This is something called a Safari light. These have been around for, I guess, quite some time. I quit making them about 25 years ago. The sad thing is you cannot buy batteries for them anymore. Here's a little pamphlet and everything that came with it. It shows some guys out in the jungle. I guess this is pretty big down in Africa or something, or maybe over in Australia, where they had a lot of things for it. And this is actually called a Burgess, B-U-R-G-U-E-S, Burgess Gold. Kind of a light, even has the instruction for the batteries and everything in here, and you can order all kind of stuff. It's an emergency light, and I think there was a commercial that ran a lot for these. The sad thing is, like I said, you can't get batteries for them anymore, and I've already taken the screws off on the back of this. And if I pull this off like this, you can see these are where the batteries actually went. Monster batteries that actually sit down in there, and I tried on eBay, searched all over the internet, and you can't buy them because I wanted to see this thing work, which is pretty much a big fluorescent light here, and this little piece here kind of goes on the back of it, and it says right here, if Z4 8HD batteries are not available from your dealer, send $11.50 to another address here, so to St. Paul, Minnesota, and we'll send you 2 fresh batteries. Of course, I'll never find batteries for this thing. Just kind of an interesting little relic I picked up for like $5 at the yard sale, which I probably spent for nothing. But you can see the back of it here. It says, best camp lantern ever, and all that. It was $33.95 back in the day. I'm not sure what year that was. So, yeah. Gone through a lot of lights, but without the batteries, it does have a cord that come with it, and it does actually work. And I'll show you what the batteries look like. They're these square-looking things. Yeah, kind of weird. But anyway, I got the cord hooked up to it. Got a little plug right here, and it says Safari Light Battery. You got a low setting and all that, and it's got a, it says right there, Burgess Division. It's got a patent number on this. Is model number 165/3, it looks like, but if I turn this right here on and hold this down like that, I'll let go of it, and boom, it comes on. Still works, pretty cool. Wow, look at that. And you go on the side here and you got a low setting, and you flip this down to low, and we got a nice little low setting. So it's really a shame I can't find some batteries for this. This would actually be fun to kind of set up in the garage, set up on the side and work on something and all that. And you can just turn it off, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it back on. High setting, low setting. So, yeah, pretty cool little light. But, hey, time moves on. What are you going to do? So on the side, we have to slide this starter here to where it says start. There's a little arrow. Go that way. Then you hold the button down like that. Then you let go of it, and boom, it comes on. Then you can go to low, to high. Pretty cool. Never saw one of these before in my life until about 6 months ago when I picked this up at a yard sale. So the LED lights now with the batteries and all that are pretty nice to have. They do last. They're more convenient, and I think they're just more economical. But it's nice to see sometimes the history of all the stuff you've gone through just to get to that. Alright guys, so that's about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and all that. Until my next video guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.